Oh, Tim Tebow. Oh, Jesus. The football season is done and done with, and this guy is still making headlines. The quarterback, if you want to even call him that, because he barely even plays enough of the game to be called a quarterback anymore, the quarterback of the New York Jets, Tim Tebow, is getting headlines now because he's speaking at he's been invited and has accepted to speak at a very controversial church, a Baptist church in Dallas, Texas. There's a link in the video description for an article that I'm going to read an excerpt from here just to get you guys an idea of what's going on. Actually, let me just go ahead and read an excerpt from this article, and we'll get a better understanding why this church is very controversial and the head reverend of this church. Anyway, Tebow has agreed to speak before the First Baptist Church of Dallas, Texas on April 28th. However, the church's pastor, Reverend Robert Jeffress, has taken polarizing social stances, fanning flames of controversy in exactly the kind of way that the NFL works tirelessly to avoid. In a 2011 interview, for instance, Jeffress declared that Islam and Mormonism were religions that are, quote, heresy from the pit of hell, end quote. He also took a hard line against Judaism and claims that America is being, quote, brainwashed into accepting a homosexual agenda. Despite his criticism of Mormonism, Jeffress supported Mitt Romney, a Mormon, in the 2012 election. Now, okay, just like you can read the rest of the article if you want to. Basically, this church is headed by what many like myself and others would consider to be a religious lunatic. I know the Jews are evil, everyone in Islam is evil, and all this other stuff. And you know what? If you believe that, fine. You're free to believe whatever you want to. You're free to believe your own piss can cure cancer, and if you get a brain tumor, you should just piss on your head. Anyway, just believe whatever you want to. But the thing about this is great. Tim Tebow is a very proud Christian man, and he likes that he gets these opportunities to speak to fellow believers at churches like this. However, Tim, you're a bigger-than-life character, if you will. You're one of the most popular players in the NFL for some unknown reason, despite your inability to play the game of football. And okay, you want to speak in front of fellow believers. I get all that. Does it have to be this church? Does it have to be a church that is led by a figure that is so polarizing in the community? Someone that is seen with views as saying, ooh, maybe these views aren't necessarily helping us advance as a society and helping us regress as a society. I mean, come on. A guy that's spewing Jewish hatred, Islamic hatred, and just kind of causing that rift in society that we should really move away from, but has been basically festering because it has been just reiterated time and time again by religion. Anyway, I know, people are just gonna be, well, you're just a non-believer, hating on a believer, and then fine, if that's what you want to believe, go ahead and believe that as well. But one thing I want to ask you, and kind of this article kind of went into this as well, how do you think society would believe if this was Ray Lewis speaking at this church? Do you think this would be painted as positively? Now, granted, there are people criticizing Tim Tebow for this, like myself, but could you imagine the utter outrage there would be if someone like Ray Lewis was this? Okay, now I know you're saying, well, Ray Lewis is someone who is in a potential circumstance where he may have murdered someone, whereas Tim Tebow hasn't been into anything close to that we know of anyway. But I just don't get why Tim Tebow is so popular, why people just accept him for the non-talent self that he is. Again, maybe I'm just hating because he's got more fame and popularity than me, and it's the old jealousy thing, but Jesus Christ, no pun intended. Why does Tim Tebow have to speak at this church? Again, he's free to speak about whatever he wants, and for all we know, maybe he's going to condemn this church, though I think there's a slim to none chance that he's going to do just that. I don't know. I'm really tired of hearing religion just, force this division in society that does nothing to help us come together as a world society, and see a popular person like Tim Tebow come and speak. Tim Tebow, one of the arguably most popular people in the country right now, as ridiculous as that is to comprehend. Him speaking at this church and getting this agenda publicized, helped to be publicized, just helps this division in society just be more and more prevalent. Holy shit, I just don't get why these people like this Reverend Jeffress are just laughed out of the world. I just don't get it. And again, he speaks out against Mormonism, but it's like, damn, I guess I gotta go for Mitt Romney because he's more religious than Barack Obama. Oh, the hypocrisy. Anyway, Tim Tebow, great, thank you for supporting this church that is basically helping spread more hatred in our society here. Thank you so much for that. What a swell fella you are. I don't get it, people. I just don't get it, but it's the world we live in. People are free to believe whatever they want, and Tim Tebow's free to speak in front of whatever crowd he wants to, and in front of whatever reverend that wants to help tell us that Jews are evil and all Islam is evil and everything else. But again, if you believe that, then fine. Go ahead and believe it and support people like Tim Tebow. And go out and buy his jersey. Wear it around and walk around the streets of New York, because it'll be more seen there than it'll actually be seen on TV, because Tim Tebow won't even get into a game anymore. But anyway, who cares? Everyone, have a fantastic day. God bless you all. Gag me.